Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. I'm a little bit hungover. Friday nights, it's always a good one to go out, have a little session, and I enjoyed myself, which meant yesterday you only had one video, but today we are back with at least a double upload. We've got Chelsea news for you guys right now, talking about Jeremy Doku, who Chelsea may be in for the hijacking business again. We're getting good at this. We're looking to sign Jeremy Doku, Manchester City's target. We're also going to be talking Reece James. We're going to talk Lewis Hall, Hakim Ziyech, Folarin Balogun from Arsenal potentially, which could be a very interesting signing if Chelsea can pull this one off. And we're also going to talk about Pochettino's comments regarding Lavia and Moises Caicedo. Before we do get into that though, I do want to ask you to subscribe to the George Benson football channel. If you haven't already, hit the like button on this video. If you do enjoy yourself whilst you're here on this Saturday fine morning, wherever you are in the world, and Shootout, mine and Eunice's channel, is linked in the description. A source is suspecting Chelsea could be ready to rival Man City for Jeremy Doku. This is from the Chelsea Dodgers Twitter account via Fabrizio Romano, who posted it on his YouTube channel yesterday, that Chelsea may be doing some behind-the-scenes work to sign Jeremy Doku from Rennes. He's a winger. It would be an interesting move, this, for Chelsea, because any player that Manchester City are after, I'm always like, it doesn't matter who it is, it's probably a good player. Pep Guardiola. If he wants him, then Chelsea should probably want him too. And at the moment, whilst we're looking for different options after Michael Olise committed his future to Crystal Palace just 2 days ago, Jeremy Doku is one of the options that Chelsea are currently looking for. Let's move into this news regarding Mauricio Pochettino's comments on Reece James's hamstring injury. It's Nathan Gissing's Twitter. Mauricio Pochettino earlier today in his press conference, that was yesterday, we will look at Reece James' hamstring injury, but it's likely to be weeks rather than days. From my understanding, it's expected that James will be out for just over a month. I think with this Reece James injury, when I saw that he was injured again, and we're talking about surgery in yesterday's video, I was anticipating that Reece James is going to be out for months, not just weeks. So with this in mind, of course, Malo Gusto is going to be ready to step straight into that right-back position. We've got the quality, we've got the depth. But with Reece James's injury, for me, I still think something else needs to happen. I think with James, it will be one of those probably, I don't want to jinx it, and I know that a lot of you guys believe in this whole jinxing malarkey, but I think it's one of those where Reece James will just keep on getting injured. So who knows? Is this something we're going to just have to get used to? Some of you guys were suggesting to sell him, and I said yesterday, I do not want this to happen, but Reece James will be out for weeks. Pochettino is kind of micromanaging it, checking on him every single day to see just how quickly he can get back. Pochettino was saying about how when Reece James does return to the Chelsea team, he's got to be fitter and stronger than he was before, which I guess is kind of obvious. If you're injured, you do want to come back bigger and better. But in Reece James's case, I do think there has to be a lot better management from both himself and also the club to ensure that this doesn't happen again. We move to discuss the Lewis Hall sale. Lewis Hall to Newcastle, here we go. Loan deal with mandatory buy option clause. Medical book later today. Total package worth 35 million quid, add-ons included. This is going to be our final signing, says Eddie Howe. Hall leaves Chelsea after signing new deal a few days ago. We now know that Lewis Hall signing that new deal was for Chelsea to squeeze 35 million out of Newcastle. It's going to be a loan for this season, and then it's an obligation to buy from Newcastle United. 35 million. It's a little bit better than the 28 million that we initially discussed yesterday, but still, I feel as though this is one that Chelsea will regret. I think Lewis Hall walks into their first team. I think he's going to be their starting left back, and I think Chelsea are going to look back on this one and be like, we probably shouldn't have sold this geezer. We move to discuss Pochettino's comments on beating Liverpool to Lavia and Caicedo. It was a player decision to join us. That makes us very happy. They talk well about our sporting directors and owners about how they want to earn the target. It is also about the players wanting to come here and feeling that something special is happening here. We've said it all week. Something special is happening right now at Chelsea Football Club. And I don't think, as much as we can be excited about the players and the fact that Lavia and Caicedo bring so much to this Chelsea team in that midfield, we're absolutely stacked. The narrative surrounding Chelsea's midfield is set now for the next 10 years. I've been thinking about this one because in football, this is very rarely the case. As much as we've got Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia, none of those players are above the age of 22 years old. Yes, it looks as though, with all of these long contracts that they've been signing, that Chelsea's midfield is set for the next 10 years, but I think that doesn't take into account the ever-changing footballing sphere. Chelsea will probably still, in the future, end up buying other players in this position. Some players might move on, but I do think it is massive. Chelsea not only capturing both Caicedo and Lavia, who has now been announced by the club. We saw the first interview posted yesterday to the Chelsea Football Club channel here on YouTube. And I think overall, it's also beating Liverpool, putting Chelsea in a position where Liverpool are now looking weak. They've signed Endo, which is a good signing, but I don't think it is the level of a Lavia or Caicedo. Maybe he's ready-made now. He's a leader, 30 years old. He was the Stuttgart captain. But I think this is a massive pull from Chelsea. The fact that we have not only shown Caicedo and Lavia, and we've sold them this project. The sporting directors have done a great job to bring the players to the club. But I think it is the fact that Pochettino knows something special is happening here. So when Chelsea are rivaling Man City for your Jeremy Dokus of this world, trying to persuade Folarin Balogun to come to Chelsea as we've opened discussions. We'll talk about him in a moment. It's a good sign. Chelsea, despite finishing 12th last season, all of the horrible energy that we had last year, it looks as though the club are well and truly over this now. Lavia's announced. Will we see him play in the game against West Ham tomorrow? Stay tuned later on today for my West Ham-Chelsea preview. We move to discuss Hakim Ziyech. Finally, Chelsea have managed to get Ziyech off the books. Galatasaray and Chelsea consider Hakim Ziyech deal agreed. All documents are ready, just waiting for signature and then deal completed. Ziyech expected to travel to Istanbul tonight, and that was last night, because I probably should have uploaded this video for you yesterday, but here we are on a Saturday morning. It's another player on big wages off of the books at Chelsea. I believe that it is a free transfer, which is so weird to think how Hakim Ziyech was so good for Morocco in the World Cup just a few months ago, but because he's been basically frozen out at Chelsea, they're kind of just willing to give him away. And I'd like to think that maybe if Lukaku sticks around and no one puts in a decent bid for him, we can just give him away for free as well. I know that financially that doesn't really make any sense. Chelsea is still looking to sell Lukaku. Pochettino was also asked about this in his press conference and he said nothing has changed. Chelsea probably still looking for a way out for big Romelu, but Hakim Ziyech is gone. He's out of the bloody door. Let's move to the final story of the day. Chelsea reportedly have an interest in Arsenal's Folarin Balogun. I thought his name was Folarin Balogun, but Sky Sports have either got this wrong or I was just totally wrong the whole time. Folarin Balogun is his name. I'm learning things today. This is from Darmasheth on Sky Sports. Told Chelsea interested in Arsenal striker Balogun. No formal bid, but interest is real. Monaco's still pushing and expected to back in with improved offer. Interesting use of English here on all of these tweets. I thought it was just me being hungover, but it's actually worded like that. But Chelsea, Balogun. Why do I feel as though this could be a masterstroke? Scored a lot of goals last season, Balogun. Really good player. The question is, what would Arsenal's price be? Knowing it's Chelsea, not wanting to strengthen a rival, are Arsenal going to do us any kind of solid? Probably not. It is an interesting one, though. When you look at Chelsea's depth in the attacking positions, Pochettino keeps on alluding to the fact that Chelsea do need reinforcements in forward areas. The question is, how many more signings are Chelsea going to get in this window? A lot of you guys have also been saying, we don't need any more, we've got enough players now. But I think Balogun could be an interesting one. Understand Chelsea have had discussions with Balogun representatives last night and today. The USA international has an offer from Monaco. Decision on his future likely to be decided by next week, which suggests that even though we've got Premier League football this weekend, maybe Chelsea are working on this deal and we can hear about advancements early next week. Going to wrap things up for you guys here, keeping it short, keeping it sweet, because I'm struggling today, but definitely there will be my West Ham Chelsea preview out later on today, so stay tuned for that one. Subscribe if you are new, hit the like button if you did enjoy yourself here today, and check out Shootout, link in the description. Come on, you Blues.